Good evening and welcome to Falcon Update, live on MC77. I'm Allie Hufford.
And I'm Brian Schermeyer. Students looking to take the stairway to the pit will have to find a different route. Due to increasing safety concerns, the college announced that the stairs from College Avenue to the pit parking lot have been closed. There has been no given reopening date as the college is waiting for available capital money to begin repairs. Until then, students wishing to take the stairs are prevented from doing so by two large concrete blocks labeled closed. Stay tuned to MC77 for more updates on this project.
In happier construction news, the sidewalks leading from Old Main to the covered bridge are now open, hopefully improving that long walk from Triona.
In a follow-up to last week's security incident at the Melhorn House, the Department of Safety announced that they have turned the case over to the Upper Allen Township Police Department. Anyone with related information should call the department at 717-238-9676. Anonymous tips can be submitted at 717-850-UAPD or at www.upperallenpolice.com.
Now it's time for Falcon on the Street, where we ask Messiah students a different question each week. Here's Kelsey McCann with this week's question.
For this episode of Falcon on the Street, we're going around asking the Messiah Falcons how they reduce, reuse, and recycle.
So a great way to reduce, reuse, recycle is thrift shopping. Come on, guys, it's thrift shopping. So South Val is amazing. It's right nearby. It's on Trinnell Road, and then there's also Community Aid. There's also Goodwill. There's the Goodwill buckets. Bro, I love thrift storing, and literally everything I'm wearing is from a thrift store. Not even kidding you, except for my socks.
Hey Addie, how do you reduce and recycle?
Oh, the way you could reuse and reduce and recycle is by closing the water, like closing the tap while you brush your teeth. I know we sometimes in a rush, but you gotta go shoo, and then that's it.
I ordered for here.
So every morning I generally have a banana for breakfast, so I usually take that banana, the banana peel. I live near Whitmer, so I can just walk over to the the compost. I can just throw the banana peel in there.
Just how Messiah provides the different compost bins around campus and the different labels. It's a great way, and it's really helpful as a student to have that labeled, because before I came to college, I didn't know which type of plastics went where.
What you can do is in your room you can sort into recyclables and compost and just a regular landfill, because I feel like most people just don't sort into landfill or just put everything into landfill in their rooms. So just taking the time to do that probably makes a big difference.
That's it for this week's Falcon on the Street. Thanks for all your great answers. I'm Kelsey McCann.
Thanks, Kelsey. Now here's Mario Cosentino for our new Falcon Features segment.
Here's this week's Falcon Features, where we highlight the achievements of Messiah students, faculty, and alum. As usual, I'm your host, Mario Cosentino. The Office of Alumni and Parent Relations announced the recipients of the 2020 Alumni Awards. Shauna Nefos-Webb was honored with the Young Alum Achievement Award. Glenn D. Focht earned the Distinguished Alumnus Achievement Award, while Wendell Gemin was named to the Christian Service Award. And lastly, George and Barbara Palmer were given the Alumni Appreciation Award. All awardees will be honored at the March 28th Alumni Awards Dinner. The women's basketball team defeated the Stevenson University Mustangs on Wednesday with a score of 65-49. This moves them to 19-4 on the season. The big storyline from this game, however, was senior Leah Springer reaching the 1,000-point barrier, a feat that only 24 Falcons have accomplished in their careers. Springer reached the milestone partway through the second quarter, which was just a small part of her season-high effort of 28 points. What makes this even more impressive is that Springer sat out the entire 2018-2019 season because of an injury. She was able to score 1,000 points in just 3 seasons of basketball at Messiah. Last week, you heard about alumni Josh Kerr's Grammy Award, and this week we will feature 2 current students who have tried their hand at producing their own music. Sophomore computer science major Tim Diana released his first single titled Undone. The track, however, might be hard to find on Spotify and Apple Music because it was released under the alias Luis. Senior business admin major Stephen Alexander Chen released his song titled Shadow Man on Valentine's Day. We, of course, have featured his music before on MC77 on another segment. This song, soft vocals and catchy tune made it the perfect Valentine's song. You can listen to Shadowman and other songs of his by searching STVN on Spotify. That's all we have for this week's Falcon Features. Tune in next week for more achievements of Messiah students, faculty, and alum. I'm Mario Cosentino.
Thanks, Mario. We'll be right back with more Falcon updates. Stay tuned.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cure.
This is the Grantham Community Gardens. We grow over 40 different crops here, all grown organically, all by students, always student-led. We're one of the most profitable student organizations on campus. Everything that we grow here we sell, and that keeps the garden going and also pays the people who work in it. And now we're trying to work our way towards being a small farm. We have more paid student workers than we've ever had before.
My name is Curtis Seaman. I'm a senior journalism major. So my entire life, I've really enjoyed writing, really enjoyed sports. I thought that if I combined the two, sports journalism would be the perfect major for me. I feel very prepared for post-graduation with practicum. That's been a huge help. You have to participate in 3 different mediums of communication, media, throughout the class period. And to be able to do things like radio and television and writing has just kind of really helped to broaden my horizons. And in terms of writing, I'm also excited to use all of those skills that I've learned as well. Obviously, the professors here in the communication department are fantastic, and they really know how to get you to drill down and get you to write the best that you possibly can. In a senior sem, Dr. Dixon prays before every class, and a lot of other professors do that. To be able to pray in class, to be able to talk about faith-based things, is just huge, and I really have appreciated that all 4 of my years here at Messiah. So right now I'm interning at WGAL 8 in Lancaster, which is just a TV station, NBC affiliate. The hours are a little rough. They're from 4 in the morning until noon, but that's also been a look ahead of what it's going to be like in my career in the future, so that's been also a good experience. For MC77, my sophomore year was the first year I did. I started on camera, moved to floor manager. I've done everything from camera to producing, executive producing, anchoring, VTR, audio. You can do pretty much any role. They're more than willing to give you the chance to make mistakes, but also to learn, because the time is now to make mistakes before you go out and are working for a real television station. MC77 has definitely given me a ton of great experience and prepared me for what's to come with that, and I'm excited to use that more within bigger TV stations and more live television day in and day out.
What?
Welcome back to Falcon Update. The men's basketball team played a close game against the Stevenson University Mustangs on Wednesday. In the first half, the Mustangs took an early 9-3 lead. They would hold on to that lead for the rest of the half. The Falcons still knocked down 3 8-pointers thanks to Josh Darville, Colin Soreka, Will Young, and E.J. Porter. Messiah made a comeback in the second half, going on an 11-0 run. This helped the Falcons clinch the 82-76 victory. They'll be back on the court on Tuesday to take on the Lebanon Valley College Dutchmen.
Messiah women's basketball traveled to Maryland on Wednesday to take on the Stevenson Mustangs. After a slow start, the Falcons took off. They would take the lead in the second quarter and never look back en route to a 65-49 victory. Leah Springer led all players on the night with 28 points. Springer also scored her 1,000th career point in the second quarter. She's the 24th player in program history to reach the milestone. Congrats, Leah. The Falcons will be back in action Tuesday night against Lebanon Valley College.
The men's volleyball team went head-to-head against the Lancaster Bible College Chargers on Wednesday. The Falcons took an early lead in the first game, but the Chargers fought back. The teams went back and forth, but the Chargers closed out the game with a 3-point scoring run. They took an early 1-0 lead in the match. Messiah came back strong in the second game. Noah Schreiner, Mason Nisley, and Luke Olson each scored kills that would help Messiah tie the match 1-1. The Chargers took a 17-12 lead in the middle of the third game. Schreiner, Nate Bowman, and Matt Knabb took the lead back, and Messiah got the 25-23 victory. The Falcons went into the fourth game hungry for a win. The score was close throughout the entire game, but a kill from Olson would seal the deal for the Falcons. They took the game 25-23 and won the match. This is the first time in program history that Messiah has defeated Lancaster Bible. The Falcons will return to the court on Wednesday when they travel to Penn State Altoona.
Men's swimming traveled to York for the MAC championships last week. Avery Barley led the way for the Falcons, coming away a perfect 3 for 3 in individual events. He won the 100 and 200 back and the 100 fly, setting program records in all 3 events. Barley would also walk away with the Conference Rookie of the Year award. The 3 Falcon relay teams to medal also walked away with program records. The 200 free relay of Barley, Andrew Leeper, Ridge Hagar, and Tyler Wilkinson came in second. The 200 medley team of Barley, Leeper, Hagar, and Isaac McCobb came in third, as did the 800 free relay team of Daniel Logan, Hagar, Wilkinson, and Barley. The Falcons would finish the week in 5th place.
The women's swimming team also competed in the MAC championship in York from Thursday to Sunday. 4 was the lucky number for the Falcons on the first day. Nancy Ziegler took 4th in the 500 free. Caitlin Boyce got 4th in the 200 IM, and Nasia McCabe claimed 4th in the 50 free. Messiah ended the day in 4th place overall with 214 points. The Falcons got their first gold medal on the second day, with Boyce taking 1st place in the 400 IM. Ziegler also ended up on the podium, earning a bronze in the 200 free. Allie Sell was the only one to take home a medal on the third day, finishing 3rd in the 100 breast. And on the 4th and final day, the Falcons finished with a total of 792 points, which would get them 6th place in the conference. Boyce earned the MAC Rookie of the Year honors for the weekend for winning the 400 IM and picking up top 5 finishes in the 200 IM and the 200 fly.
The women's track team sent a handful of runners to compete at the Ocean Breeze Fast Track National Invitational on Friday night. Leanne Weaver and Alyssa Slater broke their own school records in the mile and 400 meter respectively. Weaver finished in 2nd place while Slater finished in 9th. Esther Seelan ran away from the competition in the 800 meter, winning by over 3.5 seconds. Seelan, Slater, and Weaver combined with Catherine Wiederecht to run the 4x4. The Falcons will be back in action Saturday at the Susquehanna Open.
We'll be right back with more Falcon Update. Don't go anywhere.
Staring contest.
You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
My name is Natalie Moy. I'm a senior and I'm a digital media major.
I feel like the classes here have helped me to train my eye to detect good design. I like how the professors don't force you into one way of thinking. Instead, they allow you to be creative and think of projects in your own way, and they will guide you and help you envision your project to make it even better and stronger. I have this one professor who starts off his classes with prayers, and I feel like that's really great because it starts us off reminding us that we are creating something for God, so we have that in our minds to create something that He will be pleased with. In my portfolio, I have quite a large variety of works. I have design-based works, I have photography, I have videography. One of the big projects I will be expecting in my portfolio would be from the junior-senior film class that I'm taking this semester. I'll be the production designer for this short film, and I'm looking forward to work with my crew because they're all awesome people. Messiah has this media hub called The Pulse, so I've been working for them for the past few months, and you can do stuff like designing, photography, videography, the radio station, and you can even design websites, write articles. I think it's a really great opportunity for me to get my work out there. I'm a designer, so people on campus or even off campus get to see what I do, and I think that's really great. So if you're a digital media student, you could go into computer science fields, or you could go into the film industries or graphic design. I guess it's the beauty of digital media, it's just so versatile.
It's a big responsibility.
Oh, it's huge. I know, it's huge.
And the salary.
Oh my god, yes. I mean,
Right?
like, I was about to move in with my parents, and right before, yeah, so this saved me.
I really believe in you, you know?
Thank you. It's nice to hear that from someone.
These are cool. Did you, what did
Welcome back to Falcon Update. The men's track and field team competed in the Susquehanna Open on Saturday. The Falcons earned a total of 9 top 10 finishes. Nate Romberger highlighted the day with a victory in the 5,000 meter. Brendan Provan took home second place in the triple jump with a distance of 13.63 meters. Andrew Schott earned 5th place in the 60-meter hurdles after being the last qualifying time in the field, and Alex Sheeb also got a 5th place finish in the mile. 2 of Messiah's relay teams earned 3rd place finishes. Chris Muchimba, Brendan Provan, Caleb Christner, and Josiah Zare took the bronze in the 4x200 meter relay, and Max Weaver, Connor Doubt, Sam Rosinski, and Chad Long earned their bronze in the distance medley relay. The Falcons will be back in action in the Kutztown Last Chance qualifier on Friday.
On Saturday at Susquehanna, the women's track team also finished the day with a total of 13 top 10 finishes. Leading the way was Taylor Wiederecht, finishing 2nd in the 400 meter. Kelsey Kennedy claimed 3 top 10 finishes in the 60, 200, and 200 hurdles. In the 5,000 meter, the Falcons claimed 3 top 6 finishers in Teddy Powell, Joy Galbraith, and Kate Prothero. Emily Gorley finished tied for 8th in the high jump with a mark of 1.45 meters. Chloe Wester and Laura Kruth finished out the top 10s for the Falcons in the mile and the 800 meter respectively. The Falcons will travel to Kutztown on Friday for their next competition.
Messiah's wrestlers had a big weekend on the mats at Hitchcock Arena. The Falcons picked up their first win of the weekend on Friday against the Elizabethtown Blue Jays in dominating fashion. Messiah dropped the first match, but would go on to win the next 7 weight classes to earn a comfortable win. Garrett Cornell, Nick Barnhart, and our very own Brian Schermeyer excelled on the evening, all winning their matches by virtue of a fall. In the end, Messiah won with a score of 35-12.
Then on Saturday, the number 17 ranked wrestling team hosted the number 6 College of New Jersey Lions. In the first match of the day, Nick Barnhart finds himself in a scramble and he comes out on top with the fall. Up next, Stephen Maloney gets the turn for the technical fall and an 11-point Falcon lead. Falcons needing a win, trailing with 2 matches left. Josiah Gare finds himself in trouble but flips the script and comes away with the win. In the last match of the day, Garrett Cornell getting the takedown and back points. Cornell would not look back from the lead and would win the match for the Falcons. Falcons winning 21-18. Falcons would end the regular season with a dual meet record of 17-5.
The Falcons fought hard but lost both games of their softball doubleheader against Methodist University on Friday. In the first game, Mackenzie Tebbs had 3 hits in 3 at-bats with an RBI, but the Monarchs won the game 4-3 in extra innings. In the second game, Elena Rosas hit a sacrifice bunt that led Messiah to take an early 3-0 lead. But Methodist came back and took the game once again 4-3. The Falcons will next take the field against University of Mary Washington on Saturday.
Men's lacrosse dropped their season opener on Saturday against number 9 Gettysburg College. The Bullets got on the board first, but Messiah battled back throughout the second quarter to take the 9-8 lead. The Bullets scored twice in the third quarter, but a goal from Brandon Whitmer would keep the game even. The fourth quarter would prove troublesome for Messiah as they let in 6 goals. Falcons dropped their first game of the season 16-10. They'll be back in action this Saturday when they travel to DeSales University.
Curious about the week ahead? Campus Calendar is coming up next. Stay tuned.
My name is Arkel Brown. I am a senior communication major here at Messiah College. Within our community, honestly, it's like one big family. Everyone relies on each other to get certain projects done. You know you can depend on other people within the communications department. Throughout the years, my skill set has completely evolved. I was actually able to do color commentating for the men's basketball last season, so it was pretty fun. I take pride in these extracurricular programs. I am the student assistant basketball coach for the women's basketball team. This year is my 4th year working with them. They've really become another family here for me on campus, and it just made me adapt so easily. And basketball is something I've always loved, so it was natural. The interactions between professors and students here are amazing, honestly. I couldn't ask for any better interactions with my professors. They're so caring, they're so loving, they're generous, and they're always open to anything you have to say or any questions that you have. They really want to be there for you. My Christian faith is everywhere in the classes, whether it's being through prayer before classes or having devotion. It's always tied in with our Christian faith. Like, we have to be honest. We have to keep God first in every situation and know that without God, we wouldn't even have the opportunity to be where we are. It definitely keeps us grounded. And I think Messiah has taught me so much about myself within the communication department, as how I relate to people, how people relate to me. We understand each other's differences. And I think I'll be ready for the real world once I graduate.
Hi there. You might wonder what a famous Hollywood celebrity like me is doing reading in the dark. Is this some new sort of Hollywood method acting? No, this is quite real.
Did you know that Americans use about 4 times as much energy per year as the global average? We waste energy left and right, despite the fact that the dirty fossil fuels we use to power our energy sources wreak havoc on the natural world and destroys valuable wildlife habitats.
By reading with my solar-powered night vision goggles, I'm saving energy and looking sleek.
You don't have to sit in the dark like Ed Begley Jr. to save the world. Fight climate change by speaking up for cleaner, smarter energy, including rooftop solar.
Oh, that's way better. Oh.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
Welcome back to MC77. Here's this week's campus calendar. On Tuesday the 18th from 7:15 to 8:30 p.m., the Murray Library will be presenting Love Your Neighbors, Immigrant Stories for the 2020 Humanities Symposium on Vulnerability and Security. Messiah faculty Joanna Matlack and Gladys Robolino and students Eric Jaloka and Ambreen Imran will be speaking about their experiences and their path to the United States. Tickets are not required. On Thursday the 20th at 7:30 in Palmer Hall, Anthony Ray Hinton will deliver his keynote speech, Surviving Criminal Justice in America, for the 2020 Humanities Symposium. Mr. Hinton was wrongly convicted in 1985 for murder in Alabama by an all-white jury and sentenced to death, but was finally freed in 2015 after 3 independent experts found evidence in his favor. Free tickets are required and can be obtained by calling the ticket office at 717-691-6036 or online at messiah.edu/tickets. The Department of Theater and Dance will present their Humanities Symposium dance concert, Daring to Move, Dance Explorations of Uncertainty, Risk, and Emotional Exposure on Friday the 21st and Saturday the 22nd at 7 p.m. Free tickets are required and can be obtained once again by calling 717-691-6036, online at messiah.edu/tickets, or at the doors available. Lost Films this week presents Frozen 2, starring Kristen Bell and Idina Menzel. In the sequel to 2013's Frozen, Elsa, Anna, and their friends leave the Kingdom of Arendelle to find the mysterious origin of Elsa's powers. Showtimes are Friday at 6 and 9 p.m. and Saturday at 3, 6, and 9 p.m. Lost Films are free for Messiah students and $4 for guests. Next Tuesday, the 25th, representatives from the Cumberland County Courthouse will be in Eisenhower between 10:30 and 1 to process passport applications. You'll need to bring a driver's license, plus a photocopy of the license front and back on the same page. Non-PA residents will also need their Messiah ID along with a photocopy of that. And you'll also need a $110 check or money order written to the U.S. Department of State and $35 cash or check written to the Prothonotary office. Photo services will be available for $10 in cash or check written to Messiah College. You'll also need your original birth certificate plus a photocopy of the certificate. It's a lot, I know. Applications can be found on the state government website. Contact intercultural@messiah.edu if you have any questions. And Matthew Dahl's painting series, Night Desert Garden, will remain up in the Audenbaugh Gallery in Kleimenhagen until March 13th. The gallery is open weekdays from 9 to 5. That's all for this week's campus calendar. I'm Nolan Hogenboom. Have a great week.
Thanks, Nolan. That's all for this week's Falcon Update. Stay tuned for MC Live coming up next.
For Nolan Hogenboom and Allie Hofford, I'm Brian Schermeyer. Have a great night.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
Hey, ready to go? I sure am. My sleep has been great ever since I started treatment for sleep apnea.
Well, nearly 30 million adults have it, including me.
Now, let me guess. It was your snoring that gave it away?
Oh, yes, it was. Intense snoring, it's one of the classic signs.
Other signs include gasping for breath during sleep and daytime sleepiness. If untreated, the risk of heart disease and stroke increases.
I didn't know that, but I'm glad to hear the treatment can help.
Certainly can. To learn more about the warning signs, visit defendsleep.com.
I'm Lily. I am a junior, and I am a broadcasting and media production major at Messiah College. I chose to be a broadcasting and media production major because as a little girl, I dreamt of being a TV anchor. There are so many opportunities you can have as a broadcasting major. Messiah is really unique in the fact that we have our own TV station, and it's student-led. So each week we have Falcon Update, which is a half hour, and then we have MC Live, which is a half hour as well. My favorite part is just being in the hustle and bustle of everything, and I'm really excited to just be creative when I'm putting together news packages or shooting other stories, just really getting every element of storytelling in my work. So we have a lot of faith-based projects. Right now we're working on one, it's called Faith Sides for multimedia storytelling. In pairs we're interviewing each other for 2 minutes about some aspect of faith. A lot of students from our major either intern at ABC 27 or WGAL. I shadowed one of my professors at a Hershey Bears game. The Bears are a local AHL hockey team, and through that experience I developed connections and eventually I got a job there. So I run the Crossfire machine and the LEDs on game days. My freshman year at Messiah, when I first came, I knew absolutely nothing about broadcasting or media, and now I feel confident that I can go work at a TV news station.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Even in the hustle and noise of this modern world, we feel the pull of the forest, to walk under the canopy and feel transformed. National forests are essential to life, majestic and grand. They clean our air, supply drinking water to millions, and provide homes to countless wildlife. They fuel our imaginations, inspiring us to think big, and now's the time to do just that. Fires and natural disasters devastate our forests each year. That's why we're replanting millions of new trees across the country. The Arbor Day Foundation needs your help. We've heard the call of the wild and we've answered. Scientists, foresters, volunteers, and members, together we can preserve and protect our heritage and legacy. We must act now so that the generations of today and tomorrow can continue to depend on our forests. Visit arborday.org. See how you can help.
Good evening and welcome to MC Live here at MC 77. I'm Kelsey McCann.
And I'm Catherine Ark. We've got a great show lined up for tonight. First up, we have Hannah Tavares and Sam Brown performing 2 songs.
Following that, we have Allie Hufford, the social media manager of The Pulse, here to tell us more about the job opportunities and ways to get involved here on campus. You won't want to miss this. We'll be back right after the break.
Hi, I'm Jeff Corwin. Founded in 1877, American Humane is dedicated to the idea that all animals are entitled to humane treatment. Today, endangered species are experiencing a better quality of life because of the ethical, science-based standards established by American Humane. Teach your kids the importance of wildlife conservation by visiting humane-certified zoos and aquariums. To learn more, visit AmericanHumane.org.
Welcome back to MC Live here on MC 77, where we are joined by Hannah Tavares and Sam Brown. Whenever you're ready.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you don't know, babe, when you hold me and kiss me slowly, it's the sweetest thing. And it don't change if I had it my way. You would know that you're the coffee that I need in the morning. You're the sunshine in the rain when it's pouring. Give yourself to me, give it all. Just wanna see, I just wanna see how beautiful you are. You know that I see it those brown eyes. You're the one that I desire. When we wake up, then we make up. It makes me feel so nice. You're my water when I'm stuck in the desert. You're the Tylenol I take when my head hurts. You're the sunshine of my life. And I just wanna see how beautiful you are. You know that I see it. I know you're a star. When you go, I'll follow, no matter how far. If life is a movie, then you're the best part. Oh, you're the best part. Oh, if you love me, won't you say something? If you love me, won't you? Ah, if you love me, won't you say something? If you love me, won't you? Love me, won't you? If you love me, won't you say something? If you love me, won't you? Ah, if you love me, won't you say something? If you love me, won't you? Love me, won't you? Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about how you decided to become a performer.
Music has always been like a part of my life. It wasn't necessarily something that my family did, but I have always been pretty musical. Like my mom used to tell me that like I used to hum like before I actually like started speaking and stuff like that. So it's always been like a really big thing. And my best friend back at home, he also used to really be into music. So that kind of went hand in hand with me becoming into music. And then, you know, I got involved with like church worship teams and stuff like that. And then it just kind of went from there, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. What type of music played in your home growing up, and how does that influence your choice of songs now?
Ooh. So I'm Puerto Rican, so my family kind of listens to a bunch of Spanish music, and that kind of has like some soul in it and stuff that I don't necessarily get to always do, but you know, it's kind of incorporated in my voice, and yeah, I don't know, that's what I enjoy singing the most. Yeah.
And do you guys have another song for us then?
Yeah, we do.
Go ahead whenever you're ready, guys.
Sure. I met you in the dark, you lit me up, you made me feel as though I was enough. We danced the night away, we drank too much. I held your hair back when you were throwing up. Then you smiled over your shoulder. For a minute I was stone cold sober. I pulled you closer to my chest, and you asked me to stay over. I said, I already told you, I think that you should get some rest. I knew I loved you then, but you never know, 'cause I played it cool and I was scared of letting go. I knew I needed you, this till death we part, like in our vow, yeah. So I wrote this song for you. Now everybody knows that it is just you and me until we're praying. No, just say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go.
Thank you so much for coming, guys. When we come back, we'll have Allie Hufford from The Pulse here, so stick around after the break.
I was diagnosed at 65.
37, earlier than most.
Every 9 minutes, someone is diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
And every one of them can turn to the American Parkinson Disease Association. Visit apdaparkinson.org to learn more and show your support today.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cure.
My name is Nathan Sims. I'm a junior at Messiah College, and I'm a double major in both film and media arts and Spanish. I grew up making films as a kid. I saw that Messiah had a film program, and so when I visited, I just thought this is the perfect fit. Both the theory and practical considerations here have really increased my skill set, not just in a technical sense, but also from a theoretical perspective as well. I think the biggest piece that I'll add to my portfolio before I graduate is the final film for the junior and senior film project. That'll probably be my crowning achievement because I'm working with so many other artists and other film majors, and it's just been a really great opportunity so far. I think I'm most excited to use skills I've learned in documentary class. I have to make ethical decisions in every step of the process to really come up with a strong and truthful way to tell someone else's story. I think my professors have done a really great job of being strong examples for what combining your faith and your ethics with an art form like film, what that looks like. And so the interactions have almost always been positive because they're really invested in what their students are learning. One of my most valuable experiences was my internship, where I was able to actually apply what I learned in the classroom to the real world, and I think that's a completely invaluable experience. Personally, I did my internship with the Department of Natural Resources in Maryland. One of my favorite experiences at Messiah so far has actually been the Splice Film Festival, which allows students to submit their own personal work, and being able to share the art that I created as well as my fellow classmates was absolutely beautiful. I think the market right now is very open for film and media arts majors. There's a lot of different ways that you can plug in, both at nonprofits, at regular organizations. I worked in the government, and so I think there are absolutely a lot of opportunities.
What?
Forests bring people together, feed the soul, and improve our well-being, cleaning the water we need, the air we breathe, and making our climate livable. Fires and natural disasters devastate our forests each year. That's why the Arbor Day Foundation is working to replant millions of trees across the country. Visit arborday.org and see how you can help.
We're back here on MC77 with social media manager Allie Hufford from The Pulse. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. So can you just explain the responsibilities that you have at The Pulse?
Yeah, so as you said, I'm the social media manager. And for that position, it's a lot of what it sounds like. I run the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, and we just got a TikTok. So I run all those accounts. I kind of just keep up on making sure that content from all around the Pulse, because we have our magazine, which has like an actual magazine, and then we also have online content. We have our radio station, which has the radio and podcasts. We have an awesome design team that like just makes some really cool graphics. We have our yearbook. So we have just like so many aspects of the Pulse. And so I just kind of represent or get up content from all of those different aspects and promote just all the stuff that we're doing. And then I will also sometimes get content from other places on campus, so like other clubs will reach out to me if they're hosting an event potentially, and they will give me graphics to help promote the event on the Pulse's social media accounts. So that's kind of the gist of what I do. Oh, and then we also, sorry, I forgot, I got excited about this one, because it just started this year, Pulse Rewind. It's our weekly newsletter and podcast. And so I'm in charge of making that newsletter, and then I host the podcast, and typically I'll have another guest, which is just another member from the Pulse team, another staff member. And so we'll just kind of talk about things that have happened on campus and just around the country, around the world, and just kind of recap the week, so hence Pulse Rewind. So that's another thing that I'm kind of in charge of, that it doesn't necessarily like, you wouldn't think of it when you think of social media, but yeah.
Cool. I heard you guys are trying to hire some people. So what positions specifically you're trying to fill?
Oh gosh, okay. So we have, I think, about 11 or 12 positions open, and I will try to name them all. First of all, my position's open, so social media manager. We also have our all of the Swinging Bridge teams, so that would be our editor-in-chief, our culture editor, student life editor, and sports editor. Design manager is open. I think a design assistant position's open as well. Yearbook manager is open. AV manager and AV assistant, and then our business manager is also open. I may have hit all of them. I hope that I did. And yeah, I think so. I think those are the ones that we're hiring for right now.
Cool. I saw that the need for the radio manager was marked urgent. So what does that specific job entail?
Yeah, so for a radio station manager, it's making sure that, because we do need someone for this semester now, so that person would work in the our radio station, which broadcasts at 90.7 Pulse FM, and it would entail like just making sure that the radio is always up and running, and then also helping with the podcasts. And we have a lot of great volunteers who will edit their own podcast, but then also helping specifically for my podcast, Pulse Rewind, the radio manager would edit my podcast and would edit other ones and then get those up on to the platforms. And I know that sounds like a lot of like technical, scary stuff, but we have like a great team who, if you aren't 100% familiar with it, you know, they're definitely resources if it's something like anyone's interested in.
Yeah, cool. So working at the Pulse, are there any perks to that job?
I mean, it's a paid position, so like, that's always a perk, definitely. And I think also like just as student media in general, I just think that it's always a perk because you're kind of just informed always about just things going on. So I think that in the past, I've always volunteered with the Pulse since I was a freshman and I'm a senior now. So like volunteering with the Pulse, I kind of like had an idea because I would get like story ideas from staff members from the Pulse and stuff like that. But I think that compared to an average student on campus, like you might not necessarily know about all the things going on, and you just kind of have this, I think, just a different and new perspective being a part of student media, because you just get to know about all the different events and kind of like the tea going on around campus. And then as media, you know, you try to give an unbiased view of that. And so I think that's definitely, I would consider it a perk. I don't know if everyone else would, but I think it's a cool aspect of a way to look at campus.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is there like a favorite thing or a memory about working at the Pulse that you have?
Oh gosh. Ooh, I don't know. I think, well, I just know that when I came in, so I'm a journalism major, and I came in really thinking I wanted to do writing. But then my first year at Messiah, I got to volunteer as a student DJ, which was really cool. And I haven't like kept with that really, but it kind of like introduced me to the broadcasting world, and then like also MC77. You know, I've been really able to do that, and now that's something I'm really looking at for post graduation. So I just think that since the Pulse kind of got like my feet wet with doing some broadcasting stuff. I think that's just kind of a cool memory, and it was always fun like hosting my own radio show. Because my friends would listen in, and sometimes my parents would listen in, and I would be able to play pretty much any music I wanted, and just talk about the music, which was really cool.
Yeah. So back to the jobs, how many hours on average do you spend in the studio and like the office?
Yeah, so that definitely depends per week and per position. So I know for my position, I'm allotted like 8 hours a week. For working, and there are some weeks where I'll work, more than that, and there are some weeks where I'll work less than that, but it evens out to about 8 hours per week. I know our editor-in-chief, though, she is allotted, I think, about 10 hours per week, and I know she puts in more than that. Same with our student director and assistant student director. I think they're allotted at like 10 hours per week, and they definitely, I'm sure, put in much more than that just because they're taking on so much. Other positions are about maybe like 6 hours per week. So I think their range is from 6 to 10 hours per week. So, yeah.
All right. And then what is one thing you would say to someone who's on the fence about applying to any of these jobs?
I would just say apply. Worst case, I think that like any way you look at it, even if, I think that the Pulse, like since we have just so many different things and so many different opportunities, that there really is something for everyone. Like I said, one of the positions we're hiring for is business manager. So I think when a lot of people think of the Pulse, they think of comm-related majors or maybe English majors potentially. But like business, like that's not experience that I have, and so, we get people from potentially like the marketing majors and business majors and stuff like that. So we really do want everyone, and especially with like the technical background of like radio, that could potentially be cool for someone, a bit more techie and sciencey, and maybe like digital media for like different ones. So I think that there really is a place for everyone at the Pulse. And then I also think like just applying for jobs and getting interview experience is good for anyone. So even just the experience of applying is always a good thing.
Yeah. So are there any majors specifically that you would encourage to apply?
Like I said, like I think any major would do well, and it really does depend per position. I think that for like the AV stuff, that could be really cool for like digital media or majors who have focuses on photography and stuff like that would be really cool. With English and like writing, obviously, journalism majors and like PR, that kind of goes hand in hand with the Pulse. That's what a lot of people think of, but I think that people from different disciplines, like even like the STEM majors, like the sciences and the mathematics, like it would just bring in such a cool aspect and such a cool, just different world that we might not even be introduced to yet at the Pulse. And so I think that anyone has the ability to write, or to do whatever. And so I think that, I don't want to like say like, oh, just like these majors, but I really do think that anyone could do a really great job and could bring a whole new aspect, because so many of us are within the comm majors or the English majors. And so we're kind of in our own little world with that. And we represent kind of that area of Messiah. So it'd be great to have even more representation to get just a wider view of the whole school.
Great. And now just to wrap up, what events can we look out for this semester from the Pulse?
Event-wise. So I know next Friday on February 28th, our magazine is coming out, the February edition of the magazine. So we're going to, I think, have a table outside the Falcon to pick up magazines. And definitely be on the lookout for those on like the little racks outside of like Eisenhower or in Eisenhower and just around campus. And then also we're planning on having Vinyl-a-thon, which we had last year and we had one last semester. And I can't remember exactly when that is. I know it kind of lines up with College Radio Day, which I think is sometime maybe in March or April. And that's where we have people bring their, or like we'll bring in like our own vinyls, and we have like record players, and people can like kind of pick the songs that they want to hear. And a lot of times we have giveaways to go along with that. So definitely keep an eye out for Vinyl-a-thon. It's one of like the really cool things that I love to be a part of.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, Allie,
of
and
course.
another big thank you to Hannah Tavares and Sam Brown for joining us as well. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to tune in next Monday for Falcon Update at 7, or check out our YouTube channel for previous campus news, interviews, and musical performances. Have a great night.